Hi everyone, my name is Amy. I'm from Australia, I'm 20 years old and I work as a makeup artist for Inglot Cosmetics. One of the coolest parts of my job is actually talking to teenage girls and women, but particularly I like it when the younger girls come up to me and say, Amy, how do I apply makeup for the first time? What should I be looking for? I know with a lot of exposure to the media, celebrities, magazines, internet, we're constantly bombarded with an image of what beauty is and what we all should look like. So today's video is a basic starter makeup tutorial where the aim is less is more. I think it's a lot easier to do makeup when you know what you're doing, and also applying makeup that is kind of like an extension of you, your personality. Not necessarily about covering up and trying to be someone else, it's about bringing out those natural features. My tips would be just have fun with it, keep it natural to begin with. You have years and years, trust me, to experiment with colour and smoky eyes, that sort of thing. So keep it natural to begin with, and that way you don't feel like a totally different person. Although being makeup artist warrants some pretty out there and extreme and smoky, colourful sort of looks, I've got to say on clients, my favourite makeup look to do is a very similar one to this, so very soft, very natural, and just plays up your key features. Now let's jump right in and I'll give you a bit of a key rundown of the products that you'll need. Starting off with a face bronzing powder, then moving over to eyeshadows, we have a combination of both matte skin tone and also medium brown matte shadows to create depth and definition to the eye. We also have a nice contrast of the highlight, shimmery, reflective, pearly sort of colours. The usuals like mascara, eyelash curler, brow powders, and a regular face powder are also good to have on hand. Moving on to the face basics, we have foundation, 2 concealers, a facial primer which is optional, and also a highlighting powder. A definite must-have for makeup application to prep the skin would be a good natural skincare routine. I've been using Bellaboo products for about a year and I absolutely love them. Makeup brushes and tools are also very important when it comes to applying your makeup. This look I have used a large fluffy powder brush, stippling fibre optic foundation brush, and a regular synthetic flat bristled foundation brush, a highlighting brush, a lip brush which is optional, and also a mascara or eyebrow comb. For this particular eye makeup look you'll only need one makeup brush, and that is a generic fluffy blending brush for all over eyeshadow application. To start off the makeup, you want to start with a clean makeup free face. As you can see, my skin's definitely not perfect, but with a little help from our friend makeup, we can help to conceal and create more of an even skin tone. I'm clipping my fringe back with a bobby pin so I don't get any makeup in my hair. Before applying any makeup, I've applied part facial sunscreen and part Bellaboo Gorgeous Skin Moisture Dew to my face. Sunscreen is important to protect your skin against harmful sun rays, and moisturiser will help to even out skin tone and aid in the makeup applying a lot easier. Now, as I have quite an uneven skin tone from previous acne and blemishes, I actually apply a layer of concealer before I put on my foundation. Taking even parts regular face concealer and a green concealer as well, and a tiny amount of my liquid foundation, I find that this is a great colour corrector to the redness my scarring produces, tones down and evens my skin tone, and with a little of that foundation blends easier into the skin. To apply, I'm using a stippling fibre optic brush and concentrating in areas I need most coverage. Obviously, if you have great skin, you can skip this step and go straight onto either foundation or tinted moisturiser. I have squirted 2 pumps of foundation onto the back of my hand, and I am applying my foundation with a synthetic foundation brush in a downward motion, so not to have any facial hair sticking up and at random angles, but also to remind myself to blend my foundation down onto the neck and create a seamless look and have a less mask-like appearance. Now, taking clean hands, apply a small amount of facial concealer to any areas you feel you need more coverage, patting it into the skin. Sometimes scarring or blemishes can actually poke through the layer of foundation, so only do the step if you need it, but skip it and go straight onto powder. But before we get onto that, anything that's left over on your fingertips, you want to place that onto the eyelid area, and this is going to act as a base for your eyeshadows. Now onto setting the base. Take a large fluffy brush and a face powder and loosely dust all over the face. You want to concentrate this mainly on the T-zone section, as this will mattify and lock the foundation in place, particularly if you get oily in that area. But also remember to take it down onto your neck, because whatever you've done on your face, you need to set on the neck area as well if you've applied foundation onto the neck. Face powder is a very versatile product. Here I'm using it as a base for my other eyeshadows to really help to stick, but also to lighten that eye area. Tapping off any excess product also helps to avoid the powder from becoming cakey. The first shadow I'm going to be using is a taupe skin tone colour, and this is going to be swept right into that crease area just to give it a little bit of natural definition. And with the second colour you're going to be using, which is a matte mid-tone brown, you want to do a similar action. So you want to sweep that over the top of that skin tone colour, and this is going to nicely give the eye a little bit of definition, but you just want to remember to definitely blend. As we are using the same brush for pretty much everything for the eyeshadow application of this particular look, you definitely want to wipe off on a clean paper towel between uses. Then taking a off-white shimmery peach eyeshadow, you want to place this directly under the arch of the brow, but then sweep it inwards and outwards just to create a nice balance of highlight and depth to the eye area. This next step is optional, but if you want, you can apply a nude shimmery beige pink to the inner part of the eyelid and also to the inner corner, and this will really brighten the look as well. Curling your lashes definitely helps to open up the eye area, and I find I apply less mascara this way as well. For mascara, I'm not using your typical mascara wand, I'm actually using a comb, which I find really nicely separates the lashes, looks very natural, and that way I never overdo it. To define and fill in the brow, I'm actually taking two brow powders to match with my natural eyebrow colour. So these two I'm going to be applying to an eyebrow comb. I find this really nicely distributes colour without being too heavy. Next up, to add a little bit more depth and definition to the facial structure, I'm taking a matte bronzing powder and a large fluffy brush. Starting at the temples, brush backwards towards the hairline, then sweep down under the cheekbone. Don't be afraid to do the fish face to find the hollow section underneath the cheekbone. Anything that's left over on the brush can be used to briefly brush underneath the jawline to contour. Contouring can be done as light or as heavy as you like, but to start off with, I think it's best to go light. Now to bring forward a nice glow around the eye area and make those cheekbones really stand out. To do so, I'm taking an illuminating powder and applying under the eye area but on top of the cheekbone in a half moon shape. The final step is the lips. Now you can apply any lipstick or gloss with a lip brush, however I'm deciding to just put on regular lip balm as I find it really nicely nourishes and protects the lips. Now whip your hair back and forth, fix your bangs and enjoy your natural less is more makeup look.